Now hang on just 1 second before you go spraying that bait with WD-40 and tossing it in the water. There's a lot of urban legends and wives' tales when it comes to WD-40 and fishing. And we're gonna talk about a few of those today, but also we're gonna talk about what to actually use WD-40 for. And when used properly, this is one of the best products you can actually keep in your boat, in your garage, for fishing applications. So we're gonna go over 3 do's and 3 do nots when it comes to this product that everyone seems to have on their shelf. So stick around to the end, because I'm also gonna cover a neat little trick that I just learned using WD-40 when it comes to threading plastics on a hook. So with that, let's get started with 3 do's and 3 do nots when it comes to WD-40 and fishing. All right guys, let's talk about the 3 do nots first. Now, as I was alluding to in the beginning of this video, the number 1 do not is do not use WD-40 as a fish attractant. Don't spray it on your bait expecting the fish to bite your bait because of the smell. WD-40 is not made of fish oil. There's no fish oil in the ingredients at all, despite what you may have heard. It's a petroleum product, so all you're really doing by spraying down your bait and throwing it in the lake is adding more WD-40 to the lake. If you really want to use a good scent to get fish to bite, use something like this Billy Rub. Billy Rub comes in a whole bunch of different scents: mayfly, leech, emerald shiner, smelt, and it's made from the real protein of each of those species of forage. So it also sticks to your bait really, really well, and much better than WD-40 ever would. So if you really want to add scent, use something like Billy Rub, and it'll be a much better product. Now, the number 2 do not when it comes to WD-40 is do not use WD-40 as a line conditioner. I've heard this rumor quite a few times that if you spray down your spool of braid or your spool of mono with WD-40, it acts as a line conditioner and it actually makes the line cast better and hold up longer. That is actually not true. It's been proven, and it actually can break down line over time. So do not use this as a line conditioner. They make really good line conditioners. I recommend the KVD line conditioner, and I'll leave links for all this stuff down below that I'm talking about here too, but that stuff is amazing. It works so well. The reviews are outstanding, and I've used it myself, and I will continue to use KVD line conditioner. It's just super, super efficient at making your line cast farther, protecting your line, protecting the guides on your rod, and I definitely recommend using KVD line conditioner as the product instead of WD-40. All right, the number 3 do not is do not use WD-40 as a real lubricant. It is not designed as a real lubricant. It is too thin, and it's designed as a penetrating lube. So you do not want to use this in areas that require grease or oil, because what it's going to do is it's actually going to remove the grease and oil, and it's going to take them out, which you do not want on a reel. So don't use this inside of your reels. Use something like the Penn Reel Oil and Grease Kit. That's a really fine oil and really high-end grease that has been proven over time to really work on the inside gearing and other parts when it comes to actually lubing up reels. So keep the WD-40 on the shelf, grab that Penn Reel Oil and grease, and get to work with that, and you'll be much happier with the results in the long term. All right guys, let's get into the do's when it comes to WD-40. WD-40 is a penetrating lubricant, and it is designed to get into the smallest spaces and get parts moving again. So one of the best ways to use WD-40 is to resurrect old tools, old pliers, old scissors, anything like that that you can find that's rusted up. You can spray or soak in WD-40 and it is going to loosen them back up again. It's also great for moving parts such as like my live scope transducer pole. Spray that down once in a while. Basically anything that's sticking and you want to keep it moving, but it's not designed for gears. So again, keep it out of your reels and that should work great for you. Now another way that I use WD-40 all the time is to actually protect my hooks. So I'll put it in my hook compartment of my tackle box, and I will definitely soak those down really well, and it keeps your hooks from rusting. It's one of the best products there is for keeping water off of metal. So it really protects and coats those hooks, keeps them from rusting up on you, and it's a great way to protect anything in a tackle box that could get rusty. All right guys, the last do when it comes to WD-40 is to use it as a rod protectant and a reel protectant. So again, you don't want to use it on the inside of your reels, but this is a great way to coat your rods and reels and keep them from rusting and just keep them nice and coated and protected from the elements. And it's something I do especially when I'm fishing in saltwater is just take a rag, spray some WD-40 into the rag, wipe them down really good, and it pushes off any of that salt water or any other water on there and replaces it with a nice slick coating of oil that's going to protect everything on there. So that's the third do. Spray down your rods and reels, coat them really well, and they're going to stay better, nicer, longer. Well, there you have it, guys. There's 3 do's and 3 do nots when it comes to WD-40 and fishing. Now, how about that tip I was going to give you? Well, here it is. When you're using TPE plastics, such as Ned rigs, like these Ned BLTs from Rapala Crush City, that type of plastic, TPE, can be really hard to get your hooks in straight because it does tend to stick to the hook. So what I like to do with these baits is actually spray down my hook first. So I'll just hit it with a little WD-40 right on that hook and on the keeper. And then when it comes time to slide that hook into the bait, it's actually going to slide through the plastic relatively easily, and it's going to slide over that keeper a lot easier than if I hadn't lubed it up. And you see how straight that is? And that is a great way to just rig those TPE plastics much more quickly and efficiently than if they weren't actually sprayed down first with that WD-40. So that's all I got for you today, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe before you head out so you don't miss the next one, and we will see you next time. Get hooked up.